Welcome to Sharing the Mddl, where recovering perfectionists, overachievers, and anyone in the middle of a struggle come together to learn to embrace the messy middles of life. I'm Lacey, your friend in the middle, whose claim to fame this week is successfully launching an audiobook. I get that is a bit more grandiose than my normal claim to fames, but I am so proud of Support from the Middle becoming an audiobook, so I'm going to lean into it and love it. So welcome to our mini episode for this week. Mini episodes are where I truly get to be your friend in the middle, and I chat with you in my head. I mean, I hope you chat back, but I chat with you about what's going on with the middle. We're going to do a reading from the middle, go into a little advice from the middle, and then end with Lacey loves. So let's jump on in to our reading or essay from the middle. Why the middle? All of the marketing courses and gurus want me to really solidify my why so that I can ground all of my marketing content to serve that mission. I've written down little snippets here and there, but this week I sat down to write something for myself and realized, hey, why don't I write it for everyone? If you haven't heard of Start With Why, it's a Simon Sinek book and concept. I've got a link for the video for you. He talks about the golden circle. So we have why in the middle, then how is its own circle, and then what is its own circle, and the how and why are in the middle. Basically, to get people to follow you, whether as a leader or a brand, you need to give them the why behind it. We often get bogged down in the how. Centering everything you do from the why will make your message reach the right people better. So let's break down mine. The why. People deserve to live an authentic, fulfilling life. The how. A space for people to show up as themselves and making them feel less alone by sharing experiences. The what. The middle writings, podcast, and community. So then the question becomes, well, what am I going to do with this? How this shows up. One of the best compliments I ever received about supporting the middle workbook is that reading the workbook felt like going through this journey with a friend. And this is precisely how I want people to feel. Not because I want you to feel beholden to me or that I am capable of being everybody's friend. I am not. But because when you feel like someone is your friend, you feel welcomed, like you can be yourself, and someone is on your side. This is why I struggle with calling it self-help, because while that is exactly what I want you to do, dear listener, often self-help relies on a figurehead or leader who tells you what to do to fix all your problems. I would rather not yell and give you instructions from up on high. I want to be walking the journey with you. I am in the middle with you. We know I have got some problems. I've learned the more transparent I am about them, my thoughts and my feelings, the more peace I have. That is why I tell people that the middle has saved my life during this time. It has given me an avenue to try to get to that peace. So, what do I do with this? I am still figuring it out, my friends. I saw a discussion on TikTok this week about how self-help is an industry to make money and not necessarily to help people. I agree with this wholeheartedly, and the term self-help has such an ick factor for me because of this. I'm figuring out how to take this element of a friend along in the journey into my actual marketing, but because you're already here, I do feel like you're my friend. And it certainly helps that my listeners and blog and email list is mostly full of my family and friends, so I'm just going to lean into it. Anyway, I truly hope you have an outstanding day, my friend. All right, let's jump into some advice from the middle. Today's letter reads, I've been facing a lot of changes in my life lately, including a new job and a move to a new city. While these changes were exciting at first, I now find myself feeling lost and unsure of the future. I feel like I don't have control over my life, and I'm worried about making wrong decisions. I know that uncertainty is part of life and that change is inevitable, but I can't help but feel scared and overwhelmed. I'm having trouble sleeping, and I feel irritable, and I'm finding it difficult to focus on my work. Do you have any advice for how I can deal with this uncertainty and find a sense of stability and peace in my life? I'd be so grateful for any guidance you can offer. First of all, kudos to you for recognizing that uncertainty is playing a big part of this for you. I personally really struggle with uncertainty. This is documented in the Mddl blog. I want to pick on a couple of things that you mentioned. One being that you are worried about making wrong decisions. And when I was an advisor and I worked with students, I often heard this from them, that they were worried about choosing the wrong path, or they were afraid, if I do this major, I won't be able to do this thing, or it will limit them. So I'm going to tell you what I told them in this situation. The only way to make a wrong decision is to act like it was the wrong decision. Any decision that you make can be the right decision. You have the power to make that happen. And so if you operate from this place of fear that you're making a wrong decision, then you are definitely going to influence your actions to make it seem like the wrong decision. Any decision is the right decision. Whatever decision you make is the right decision. So don't self-sabotage yourself with that second guessing. And I think that will help ultimately with your uncertainty, because if you can remind yourself that you are in control and that you have autonomy and that you have the ability to make these things happen, you will feel a lot better. I'm not saying that nothing bad will happen. I don't know. We all don't know. And you won't know until you're looking back. I think about my journey to where I am right now. It could be very easy for me to look back and say, oh, maybe I shouldn't have taken that job, or I shouldn't have taken that switch or gamble or whatever. But looking back and thinking through it, it's like, no, because I made that change, I had this opportunity, and that opportunity led to this one. Even though there are some scary parts about where I am right now, I'm happy to be here because I've put myself here and I'm trying. Please kind of try to keep that in the back of your mind. Also, you can fix a decision. Generally, you can fix a decision. So let's say you took this job and moved to a new city. You can go back to the other city at some point. I know that that's very simplified and there's money and all these things. I just don't want you to feel stuck, because when you feel stuck in your uncertainty is when you really start to wallow in it. And I say that as someone who does that. So trust me, I am feeling you wholeheartedly. So mindset, that's a big part of it. I think the other thing that I would do, and I already kind of said it in my reading from the Mddl, of figure out a way to get that nervous energy out in a way to give you peace. So for me, that's writing. It's also been hand lettering and that kind of stuff in the past. Really lean into where you find creativity and joy to start releasing some of that negative energy. Maybe it's exercising. Maybe you're one of those awesome people who can exercise and get a lot out of it. You deserve peace, and you deserve the ability to find peace. And I think with a change of mindset and with kind of focusing on those self-care activities that will give you an outlet, you're more likely to get there. Also, talking about it helps. So just writing this down and sending it to me shows me that you are trying, and that, I think you're gonna get there. Thanks for writing in. I really hope it works out. I'm stupidly excited to talk to you about my Lacey loves this week, and it is nothing groundbreaking, but I got an air fryer this week, y'all, and I'd been putting it off. You see, we have a small kitchen. We have an oven. And so my dear husband and I were like, no, we don't need it. With my current ability state, heating up the oven, getting out all of the stuff, the pans, the aluminum foil, getting all that stuff prepped and ready and putting it into the oven is actually really hard for me. And I used to be kind of judgy about it. I'm like, oh, just being lazy. And first of all, the word lazy doesn't exist. But removing barriers in order to do something is not Lacey. It's making it accessible for you. So I asked my mom if her and my dad would get me an air fryer for my birthday as an early birthday present. And she delivered very quickly because she's the best. Anyway, I got the air fryer Monday night. Tuesday, I used it 6 times. I'm not even joking. I used it 6 times because it's so easy for me to do, and I haven't really been able to cook in a long time. And this was me cooking. What did I make? Let me tell you. I tried out, first of all, we got groceries last night. So I was just kind of throwing things at the wall for my lunch yesterday. But I love a grilled salad. So I tried that. Wasn't my greatest. It wasn't that great, but I will try it again in a different way. I made myself a quesadilla in it. It was very good. And then last night I made cauliflower wings, chicken nuggets, and little chicken patties for Joe and I. And we had like a buffalo dinner. We made wraps. The kids had other stuff. But anyway, it was so easy and I did it. And I am, again, stupidly proud of myself for cooking all day yesterday. And I could because of that air fryer. If you don't already have an air fryer, which I know like everybody does, this is me telling you to stop judging yourself and pull the trigger. I do have a link on my website in Lacey Loves where I talk about how much I love my air fryer. And it is on sale, I think, still. Who knows whenever you listen to this, but got it on Amazon. It is great. And I picked the one that I picked very specifically. I still needed it to be small. I didn't want a big toaster oven one. I did my research, friends. So if that's not the right one for you, that's totally fine. I'm going to try my cauliflower wings again for lunch today. Quick tidbit on that. Don't use whole wheat flour as part of your breading. It just turns out weird. I wasn't trying to be healthy. The whole wheat flour was out on the counter. And like I said, anything to make my life a little easier. I can't wait to make Brussels sprouts. That's what I'm the most excited about. But I gotta get through this cauliflower first because I already prepped it. Anywho, the other thing I apparently turned this into a cooking podcast about me cooking with an air fryer. You probably will hear more about it because I am stupidly excited about it. The other thing that I want to tell you about is the project management software that I use. I know that sounds silly, but I'm really loving it. It's called Notion, and it's basically everything that you need at your fingertips. It's like if Word and Excel had a baby and it looked clean and nice and you can customize it. Anyway, I felt you can fall down a huge rabbit hole on TikTok of people making them look aesthetically nice. I like to say that it is the bullet journal, the digital bullet journal I always wanted. If that sounds interesting to you all, take a little Google, check it out. Let me know because I would love to talk to somebody about it. There are all kinds of free templates out there. The free templates are great because it's a little bit of a blank slate at first, but it turns out real cool. And like sheets connect to each other, but you can write in it and put pictures and images. It's real cool. And it's free. I'm not selling this one to you guys. It's the one that I'm using free. I mean, if you're going to use it for like a whole organization, I'm sure that they charge you, but just me and my little middle stuff. It's great. Keep track of my goals. I love it. So those are my Lacey Loves for the week. Did you expect a cooking and technology segment? Because apparently that's what you ended up with. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. As usual, I love sitting here and chatting with you. So please chat back, whether that's via social media, email. Make sure to join the newsletter. If you go to the middle, so TheMddl.com/audiobook, you can sign up for the newsletter and get automatically entered into a drawing for 3. I have 3 free audiobooks that I'm giving away. So if you sign up by February 17th at that link, you are automatically included in the drawings. Next week, we're going to have a 2-episode week. We've got maybe the episode that I'm the most excited to share with you all, and another mini episode on Thursday. So that's going to be the new schedule moving forward. Tuesdays, interviews. Thursdays will be mini episodes. Technically, that fully launches in March. This was a little bit of a long mini episode. Hopefully, I haven't overstayed my welcome as your chatty friend, but thanks for joining me. As usual, thank you for sharing the middle with me today. Remember to check out my writings at themddl.com. That's the MDDL.com. While you're there, you can sign up for the weekly newsletter to get a little bit more middle in your inbox each week. I am a one-woman show, so any bit of support means the world to me. I want the middle to be as accessible as possible, so I have several ways for you to support. You can shop the middle with some merch or my books, the Lacey Loves affiliate links and recommended products, Patreon for additional community and content, and I also just have a tip jar if you'd like to leave a tip. If you like today's show, also make sure to subscribe at your favorite podcatcher, share with a friend, and maybe even leave a 5-star review. Thanks so much to Lemon Music Studio for our theme music. It is literally called Sunshine, and that is certainly how it feels to me. Can't wait to see you in the middle again. Thanks for sharing the middle with me. As always, I hope you've been able to see a little bit of yourself in the story we shared today. Don't forget to follow, share, rate, review, and follow me on social media at Lacey Shares. You can always check out the Joyful Support Movement at joyfulsupportmovement.com and see all of the amazing goodness we have there, like No Shame in the Home Game, Pops of Joy, courses, resources, and of course, the Joyful Support Village. All right, now go out there and spread some joy.